Hello there. Today we are going to be looking at OpTic versus Loud, and this was a very recent match played in the Masters Reykjavik Grand Finals. And this is a really interesting one because it was a rematch on Ascent where just a few days ago, Loud kind of stomped OpTic because Loud is probably the best team in the world on this map. I still think they are, but the reason this match was so interesting is because OpTic countered the hell out of Loud, and especially on the defensive side, which is what we're going to be looking at. And it was just super impressive what OpTic was pulling out because after losing 13-8 the other day, I would argue every single one of the rounds on their defensive side could be looked at to see how can I actually play this map better? How can we play this map better as a team? Because every round it was something different. It was a new idea, and they were prepared for every single situation. I don't think Loud really stood a chance on this half, just because OpTic were so insanely prepared. So, starting with round two, we can see, looking at the mini map, we can see that OpTic has this really insane setup already, where they've already won the pistol round, but they've got this read that Loud is going to be going for an A hit, which they are indeed correct. They've got three people here. Omen is about to throw a one-way smoke. KO is holding his knife in case he needs it. And Killjoy is just there to see what's going on. They got an alarm bot cat, Ye's peeking mid. They got control pretty much everywhere. And the read is indeed right. So if I swap back over to the main scene here, we can see, alright, Loud throws this arrow, they take some A main control, but OpTic has completely contested it all. They have all of A main control right now. They literally can't do anything about this. And when they see that Aspis is dashing in this corner, well, he's kind of screwed. He gets double mollied. What are you going to do against that? Round three is the next really interesting round, and this round doesn't start off too differently. Like FNS is back over at B on Killjoy. Same kind of A main control, throw the one way, knife it, take A main control, and Ye's peek in mid. And if we let this round play out a little bit, so Ye gets knife cat, and he's got really big balls, so he just stays and fights, but he dies still, and they're down 4v5. What do they do now? So OpTic has read really well into this game because every single round, including in Loud's past matches, Loud always goes for this mid control. So looking a bit closer at the minimap here, everyone's in a default. Killjoys over towards B, Omen's towards A, and the other three players typically work mid. So like I said, OpTic reads the hell out of this. And Omen and KO start working back towards Cat here. They smoke Cat off, and they do this really intelligent play where they have Crashies drone from B spawn. He clears Market, he clears most of Cat, but what OpTic knows is that Loud, like I said like a billion times, they love mid. If they're mid, they're going to be inside the smoke. So Victor walks up, flashes in the smoke, him and Marv peek it, get these kills. Well, it gets one kill, and then they get out. And now they know, okay, mid, pretty empty except Jets here. So they have that much more map control now. Which is just super impressive on the fly decision making from OpTic. Coming into round four, this is Loud's other main strat. Rush B. Literally just rush B. And OpTic like have such a good read on this. FNS just did a phenomenal job calling this game. Pretty amazing IGL. But at the start of this round, we can see his Killjoy setup. He's got a Molly close B main, he's got his turret set up in Alarm Bot Market, and clearly they're leaning towards some kind of A aggression. But FNS, he knows that they might just rush B here. So as soon as Omen flashes, he tosses a Molly down and sets it off. What does this do? They literally cannot run out. Like Jet can dash past it, but what kind of control are you going to get? So once that fades away, the goal here is to pop this Molly, and I believe it gets shot, and they go into sight. But this is where things really level up. OpTic do this a lot where they double back in Boathouse, and the reason this is so strong is because when KO rotates in through spawn, he chucks a flash in over the middle of sight. So anybody coming out lane is immediately blind, and players in Boathouse can swing out and kill them. And we can see that happen right about now. Like, they just got flashed again. It's like, what are they supposed to do? Now the entire side of OpTic is already in here, and the retake is going to start happening any second. And they get a few kills, whatever. Pankata hits a pretty nice shot, but this round is done and dusted. I have no idea how long this video is going to be, but I got to go over all these rounds because some of them are just absolutely super well done. And this one, Loud is coming in with a bit of a half buy, and OpTic isn't really sure. So my cam is looking kind of disgusting right now. Well, good enough. OpTic already has a bit of a read that Loud are going towards B. They've broken FNS's turret towards middle. He's got his alarm bot on switch, so they're probably thinking it's going to be a B split. And they would most definitely be right on that. And also FNS is just kind of wandering around. Like, I don't know what he's doing here, but he's clearly reading the game. I really like what Ye does here. He did this a few times where he would smoke out and get to steps and, like I said, get into boathouse and double up boathouse. And this is just such good rotations from the team as a whole. So they know they're out B. Got two people pushing down Cat right now, and they're in a pretty decent setup on site right now. And the main thing that is really nice about this is the way they set their crossfires up. So Crashies unfortunately gets arrowed. He's dead. FNS peeks out as Aspis is running into sight. And what is even better here is you can see on the minimap, we got Omen over here. We got KO and Market. And what Marved has just done, I'll go back a second. He TPs from mid to here. What's the point of that? He chucks his blind to blind lane, which is like super ingenious. You know, they've pushed through mid, and now they have to be running out lane because FNS just cleared steps. They're all full blind. Further than that, once Victor gets all the way into market, he's going to chuck a flash directly over site so that Ye can peek out and get these kills. I'll rewind just a sec so you can see that. Here comes the flash, and like how are you supposed to hold against that? How are you supposed to fight that? It's like OpTic just has this map on such a lockdown right now. Yet again, round 8, OpTic has switched their setup up. And, you know, I don't know what they're doing at the start of the round. Ye's back in boathouse. FNS is setting up his alarm bot middle. And it doesn't seem like anything that different, like they're going for a main control or whatever. But as the round progresses, Loud is doing the same thing they've done every single round of the AF so far. They've knifed tree, they've arrowed mid, and they've smoked bottom mid. And OpTic hasn't really contested mid at all. They haven't really tried to like take any of the space away from them. Except for, you know, when Ye overpeaked that one round. And here, OpTic reads that and thinks, okay, they probably won't expect us to fight mid. Let's fight it this round. They got 3 people swinging Cat with this flash, which is just, this is such an impeccable play because they've not done anything like this at all. They get a 2-for-1 trade. They are very happy there. Loud has lost Aspis, Static. How are you really going to execute into sites now? I don't know. And they don't. From here, this is also one little cool thing I should mention is, if I could find it, FNS's double molly set up B. I believe it is this round, so let's skip ahead a bit. Yeah, so when they go back B, Ye's going to miss his shot right about here. But the thing is, FNS, these mollies stall for so long. So, looking back at the radar here, they are still stuck in B main. They've got the drone going out, but they can't go out because they're mollied. Now they are double mollied. What are they supposed to do? Victor is already rotated into spawn. They have 2 people sight. They can flash over for sight when they need it to be. And as they're coming in, that is exactly what happens. Victor flashes over, they get blinded, and they're fucked. This round starts off really weird. Like, OpTic has some really insane mid-aggression going, kind of like what I was just talking about, how they regress Cat. They don't think Loud is going to expect this, which they don't, but it doesn't really work out for them. FNS, I don't really know what his idea was here. He just kind of walked all the way out mid. Luckily, he survives and, you know, the round isn't lost completely. But what OpTic realized is that, alright, Loud has one of 2 options. They can either go back towards B, or they can go back towards A, because, you know, Ye's kind of got mid on lock right now. So OpTic decide, alright, let's go flash peek A main, which is the right play here. So as they get close here, you know, obviously they're going to get this 2-for-1 trade yet again, which is the story of the half. Marved smokes his bomb off, sees they're coming, he gives it up. And even further, he has this one way. Like, how are they supposed to counter this? And now look at this setup they have. So they've got Crashies coming in from tree back to support Marved if he needs it. FNS has B on lock. He doesn't think it's B, so he's already leaning towards market. And Yay, the madman himself, is already pushed all the way up mid. And we can see that they're going to start fighting Marved in A main, which he's just going to blind them, slow them down even more, and give Ye even more time to come help them. And Crashes is doubled up here, so they've got them completely pincered in here. How are you supposed to do this? How can you get into sight? And Loud realized that they start running back. Ye is there. What can Loud even do here? OpTic just had such an insane read on this game, and you know, they go out and Ye hits a pretty nice shot to finish it. What are you supposed to do? There's nothing to do. And this is why I think OpTic probably won this match. They just had such a firm read on what Loud was doing at every step of the stage, especially on this defense half. Loud always went for mid control, like every single round, and OpTic completely countered that. So that was just super impressive.